Messina in onda, senti che gira, da una stanza a lungomare fino in cima, le nostre voci sopra la salita.
You can do it again.
Okay, I don't have to do it again. Aspetta.
Hi everyone and welcome back to Messina In Onda, your favorite podcast in Messina. And today's episode is a special one. You know why? Because we are with Joan.
Hello, everyone. I'm Joan.
Can you start by introducing yourself?
Of course, I am Joan. As he said, I'm 24 years old. I am a student here in Messina. I study languages and I do lots of stuff, I guess. So,
And you are Italian professor.
and I teach Italian and to a bunch of international students. Sometimes I actually do interview like you are doing to me. I do it in the university. And
How does it feel when you are this time? I'm the one who
I'm not-
interviews.
So I don't know what you're going to talk about, so I don't know what's
Spoiler. So today, as you are seeing here, so we will try to talk about identity, cultures, and how they are together, all mixed in one city, which is Messina. I would like to. So, can you talk about your background? Like, what is your root, background, origin in?
Yes, I am Filipina. My parents are Filipino. I actually am Italian because I have my passport, Italian passport only. And
Italian
so
passport, guys. Italian
after
passport.
18 years old, I became Italian. And I did grow up in an environment in which my Filipino culture was not really strong because my parents wanted me to be really integrated into the society. However, this depends on parents and on families. So, for example, my cousin is much more into the Filipino community. If you ask him is he Filipino, is he Italian, he will for sure say that he is Filipino. However, if you ask me, I would say
Let me ask you: do you feel more Italian or Filipina?
neither.
How?
Neither.
Explain.
Because I don't have that strong of a Filipino culture to say that I'm Filipina. I actually don't know the language. I can understand it. I don't talk it. I don't know.
Can you sing in?
If I yes, because I know how to read. So
Okay.
I can do that much. However, for the Italian, I would say that people don't really see you as Italian, so you kind of get their view. So yeah, it depends. Not really. I don't feel anything. And
Okay.
I
I
don't really mind.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I don't have too much contact with people from Philippines, but I attended one event here in Messina with the Philippine community, and they did a lot of things about culture, about tradition, and I think there is a big community here somehow.
Yeah,
Do you-
actually, there are lots of Filipinos here. I'm not sure why. However, it is like this happened really long times ago. Because, for example, my parents came here 30 years ago, more or less.
Yeah.
So it's more like, someone goes and everyone follows. For
I see.
example, my dad, he's from this city. It's called Little Italy. Because
Oh.
everyone
Somehow it's connected somehow. Huh?
everyone there lives here. Not really in Messina, in Italy. However, most came to Messina and then they left to go to the north.
The north.
However, there is still a big community here.
The reason why I'm asking this question actually is not about like really Philippine people, but for me, something that came to my mind is about integration of people, not only from Philippines, but from different culture. This is what I want to talk actually about. And do you feel like Messina is a place where people from different culture can integrate and can be a place where everyone can find can have a voice or can have a place where he can express or live or feel their tradition in Messina? What do you think?
I think it's in the process actually. So maybe if we were talking about 20 years ago, when I was still a kid, I would say no.
Oh,
However,
that's a big statement.
however, things are changing because also there are still lots of international students coming and also workers from abroad. So they are coming and it's getting more globalized, Messina. So yeah, you can find your place in the city. Still, I don't think everyone is that integrated. However, it's the process. It's in the process. Still not completely over, completely done the cycle. However, it is still going.
Do you have like some connection or with other people from different countries or and for international, for example, since you are here local? So do you have like some I don't know people that you connect with them and to see the differences of culture, tradition? Like
I know about the international students because of the things I do in my life. I think, however, if you talk to a random Italian person, a random Messinese, they would say, I don't really have any connection, actually, because of mostly, I think, language barrier. No, English is not that.
I think it's
Yes, not all, not everyone.
why
Most of the people that I know that are Italian, they would.
no, but I'm talking about, for example,
However, if you're asking me, is there any connection between locals and international people, whatever?
this is a like a
Yeah,
international local, so this is a
I think not that much. It is getting in the process. However, the language barrier is the main thing. If you cannot communicate, it's within gestures, still not effective. So it's in the process. Someone has to learn each other's language. Someone has to know how to communicate. And actually, I would say that it's not only Italians that are really in their circle, social circle. I also see that lots, for example, I know I'm talking about international students because it's it's the people that I talk with. Also, international students are within their circle, their nationality also.
yeah, because they feel like more comfortable, comfort zone.
Yes, if you find a place, an environment where the mindset, the values, the ethics is the same, you most likely will go there. If it's the language, you will go there because it's home.
Yeah,
it's familiar. So
maybe also I completely agree with you because that's like where people they feel more comfortable and they feel themselves when they speak their own language. For example, that's why they stay together, like each nationality they stay between each other. Italians, I don't know, from Morocco, they say Morocco, Tunisia, Kazakhstan, from Kazakhstan. Because that's like feels easy. But I think that's not the point because when you are in another country, I think it's more convenient to start to learn maybe the local language to connect with people. Of course, this does not mean also Italians, they will just not learn any new language, but could be from the top part because it's very nice to understand the culture of other people. It's really like beautiful. Personally, I have met a lot of people here in Messina from different cultures. I share with them food, dances, and I mean a lot of things about their tradition, and this will makes you to grow more, like in your way of thinking, in your perspective, your background, how you see things. It will be in a different way. So that's why maybe some people, or I have a question, maybe I'll just make it easy. Can someone international live here in Messina without Italians at all? I want to stay for, I don't know, long term or something without Italian. I'm really lazy. Is that?
No.
Do you think is a good?
Depend. No.
I mean, be honest. Like, how do you see it? Do you see
If
it?
you find, let me think, because it's, for example, if you find a work environment where in Messina you're saying no. If it were another country, another city, sorry, where it was more international, maybe yes. However, Messina is still
In
a
between
small
transition.
city, no, it's into the transition. They are not that welcoming of, let's say, people that are not talking. Not Italian,
Ye-
let's say.
Yeah.
If already, let me also say this. If already people that are here, workers, let's say immigrants, not international students, are not. They all have their community, their social circle. If they also are not integrated, do you think also international students would be? If, because they are workers,
Mhm.
so workers do at some point, to some extent, how do you say, interact with Italians, with locals, because they have to. However, if you see they are in the community,
Yes.
in the city, they are not integrated. So if you think about international students, there will be even less.
Yeah.
No, so, and it's difficult to get integrated. And to answer your question, I would say no. Maybe if you were to stay here 3 years as a student, yes. If you were to work here, especially in Messina, no.
Mhm.
But also in the other cities.
I think in 3 years it's more than enough. At least you can understand. If you are like really you are not doing any effort or something, you can understand a little bit, at least to interact with people. But maybe this leads us to another, let's say, topic or something that I want to talk is the role of organization and associations. For example, here we are here thanks to the Be the Change organization who organized this podcast, a space where we can share our ideas, where we can connect, and it's also funded with the European, a special thanks to the European Corp Solidarity, and also, of course, without forgetting the place here, Volta Pagina, Cafe Letterario Volta Pagina, that they offer this space where we can talk and we can share our ideas. These are like small things. Okay, looks maybe it's not. So we are talking that we are here to share our ideas in a podcast, but thanks to this organization, thanks to the European Corp Solidarity, thanks to the Be the Change and the President Emmanuel Caristi, thank you so much, because thanks to you we are here and we are trying to connect with everyone in this place. So maybe this non-governmental association or any kind of association, they play a big role in, and they have big impact in integrating these people. What do you think about that?
Sure, they are playing a huge part, especially for, as far as I've seen, for students or whoever knows about the organization to form a small community and to be, let's say, accumulated by,
In one,
not by nationalities, by whatever country, but by interest, the same interest. For example, you can have your small podcast group and whatever. So yeah, that would be the beginning to integrate into society, to get to know more people, and to have a conversation between the Italians, the locals, let's say,
yeah,
and the international community. So yeah, that is a step. I would say.
like let's say it's the start. Yeah, the start. But it depends if people they are willing to go to the next step, which is to try to learn, to try to understand the other people, to that you are curious about knowing what's going on. if you are just here, okay, I don't know, like I just want to get my degree and want to come back to my country, or maybe want to go to another city, and that's it. You just focus about exams and that's it. Maybe that's like a part, but it's really nice, like to know new things about the place, not necessarily in Italy, but everywhere. When you go, you get some knowledge, you get new things. It's very important. And by that, I would just like talk briefly about also my experience, maybe here. Uh, Now, at least I can talk not proper Italians, but I can have conversation. I can make jokes, which is like the most important part. If you are able to make some jokes in Italians, that means that you are in a good level. But it's very helpful. Thanks to the language, and now I know more not the Italian culture, but how they are thinking. Because what you see in the movies, or maybe you see, I don't know, like in videos or something, it's not always true. But when you get in touch with them, when you eat with them in the same house, or you share with them food, emotions, feelings, a lot of things, this lead you to understand exactly, or more or less, how it works here. So that's why, by talking about like a space where to share, let's say, a culture or identity or tradition, the language, I think it's important. It's like maybe the first step to go to another thing. That's my idea. And maybe also, since you have experience teaching Italian, and do you want to talk about this experience? And if people they want to join, maybe we can you can
Yes.
let them where they can find you.
Actually, before answering this, there is this thing where they say that language, if you speak, for example, let's say there is English, you and I are talking in English, that is a language to understand each other on, let's say, intellectual point of view. However, if I were to speak in Arabic, or if I were to speak in the language of the other person, you are more likely to get to them in terms of emotion,
Yeah,
because your first language, your mother tongue, is the language where you feel, where you are.
you feel yourself.
Yeah, it's not only understanding, it's feeling, getting to you emotionally. For example, when you read a joke, let's say that it was in English, it's funny. If it were in Italian or whatever language is yours, it would be even funnier, because it gets to different, let's say.
Yeah, you get like the humor, the sense of humor, the exact one. So that's why you would never, not say never, but almost the same person. For example, my personality in Arabic or in Moroccan is different from English. Is different when I speak French. It's different when I speak Italian. So, like, even the voice changed.
Mm.
So, but still, you try. At least you want to be closer. You will not be 100%, but you will be close to that person. You will understand. You will share a lot of things. You make jokes. You talk about, I don't know, personal or professional things between them. So that's why language is important. Now let's talk.
Also, they told me that when I used to live with other people, my flatmates, and they were like, "No, when you talk in English, you are all serious." But however, when I hear you talking in Italian and I'm not in the room, I hear you laughing and being really loud.
Yeah.
So that's the difference.
I confirm that. Huh? I confirm that.
So the thing you were talking about, the Italian class, yes, I do have my Italian class. There are different, let's say, groups. I do it with lots of international students. I do it also privately, and mostly since you were always students. And what can I
How
say?
this experience shape you as person? Like, I know teaching another Italian to other people with different languages and with different background, it's not that much
Mhm.
easy. Like, how this experience shape you as person? How do you feel about it?
First, let's say that you get surely more patient. You see
First,
people that are getting there, but they are getting there slowly. However, when you're learning a language, it takes patience for you to learn and to speak the language. And they also say that you actually find out how different values, depending on the person, because through the language you get the values. However, because for example, let's say that Italian is a language where you are really informal most of the times. Let's say that you have a friend and his mom, her mom, their mom. You talk to them, you address them by their name. However, if it were another language, for example, Filipino is an Asian language in which if you talk to someone in an informal way, that would be really disrespectful. You have to be with like lay, even if it were. And also we have names for people that are older. I'm sure you also have it.
yeah.
However, in Italian there is no. It's like everyone is the same. In other languages, not only Filipino, there are some hierarchies.
Yeah.
So depending on how older you are, so also much more respect. Kind of.
Maybe more or less in Italian, like between friends that you know, ciao. Between people that you don't know, salve. Maybe.
However, then if
That's
you
different.
get to know them, if you are acquainted to them, you kind of lose the formality.
Yeah.
In other languages, it's still that
Always,
way. It's
even
always
respect. Yeah, it's about as you said, mentioned respect, tradition, culture. So we need to be aware of this maybe small, but they are important. They mean a lot for them and also for maybe ourselves. And by that I want to thank you for sharing your story, your perspective, your experience, which for sure will inspire a lot of people. And I think I personally learned a lot of things from this episode, and I really enjoy it. And thank you. Maybe I would just ask last thing. Can you describe yourself or your experience in one word?
Wow.
If you could. You can think about it.
Which experience?
You can even say it in Italian. Huh?
Old experience, my life.
Yeah, you can say it.
In one word.
Yeah, I know it's challenging, but you can. I can't even start if you want. Like,
Hey, you do yours.
I start. For me, my life is about.
It's one word. So.
Yeah. Like you can say my life, but the word is, for me, connections.
Okay.
Like connection. I will not add more. That's the word. Even if you are like in Italian, you can say it. That will mean a lot.
It has to be. Let's say
Experience. I mean, experience. That's powerful. That's means a lot of things in let's say in our life. So thank you very much, and thank you for listening to us, and see you in the next episode in Messina In Onda. Bye bye. Test.